Welcome back everyone to the Star Ladder channel. And yeah, we're gonna be able to stream this game, Fluffy Gangsters versus RAVE. Fluffy Gangsters kind of had a rough loss. I think that was against one of the CIS teams also competing in the Best.net Challanger series. Not the most easiest of L's to take, and now they're going to be up against RAVE, another sort of Russian team, which arguably has had, I think they were the team that was able to win against Nemigun Trade, so that's definitely something. But right now, looks like Fluffy Gangsters are playing a sort of interesting setup here. I think they have even 2 players towards Pop Dog, but the fact that RAVE has purchased up armors, there's really no way of flushing out those players in Pop Dog other than going for the straight up peaks like they're doing right now, and well, they're gonna get shut down here very early on. RAVE now, yes, they're getting absolutely wrecked. Finally, Cracker is now able to come out main, but I think that's a bit too late, as now all of the players are in fact dead. Fluffy Gangsters, what a way to start things off in comparison to their previous matchup, which they ended up losing. I think Fluffy Gangsters, yes, with a start like that, that could definitely help to boost your momentum. RAVE getting completely wrecked. Looks like they're going to try out their chances with the force buy here. That could definitely work out. We're going to have to wait and see. Nicely done there by Swine, picking up the kill on Walter, but the problem is, yes, even though the rest of the RAVE side is actually continuing on with the push, there's still 4 CTs to go, and they're doing a pretty good job on the defense, but they actually, oh yeah, body, and he's still down in Pop Dog here. Quite surprised to see that he's not peeking so early as yet. I mean, he's still taking his time, but arguably so. Terrorists, I mean, they're not in a bad position as one might think them to be at. After all, they still have the bomb on their shoulders, and if Cracker, yes, if Cracker is able to get a kill like that, this opens up the door for them. Now, what will they continue on to do really comes down to them. Cracker, if he wanted to, he could have continued on with the push, but really, the best case scenario, I think, for RAVE at this point is just trying to regroup and trying to head out of the sites, because right now it's the 8 bombs that it's still got, you know, players like Stray here, STR, I think is the correct pronunciation, but he's not able to see anything as of yet. It's not a bad angle to actually kill anyone that is pushing through Pop, but otherwise, if you do get checked, he's actually not going to be seeing body just yet, so there's a slight chance that Matvey might not actually expect the player. There you go, Matvey misses the shot with a scout. He gets taken down, and now Fluffy Gangsters finally. SDR comes up. That's the bomb also being dropped, but the thing is, though, they still have enough time to to plant it. Not defuse, that'd be the wrong term I used, but now fixed. He's up against 2. Okay, then, Cracker. Yes, he comes up quite massively with the deagle in that round. Fluffy Gangsters do end up losing it. Not a very good, you know, I talked about the fact that he had a pretty good start, but for now things are looking pretty bad, I must say. Well, RAVE, you know, we saw them actually lose quite a convincing pistol round, but they were able to win a pretty good consecutive round after that. But look at Fluffy Gangsters as they're pushing on here through. They're actually getting they're getting kind of obliterated, I guess you could say. Matvey and Link are kind of stuck there. Looks like they are going to be able to back away, but question is, to where at this point? Saving the UMP shouldn't be a top priority, I think. Yeah, they're going to try to take the fights here towards A if possible. But even so, you know, winning the round is pretty much out of the realm of possibility. Linker, yes, he's gonna try to boost up one of his teammates, Matvey. Oh, the nade could be massive. Oh, or not. I was actually thinking it would actually kill both the players, but the fact that it bounces off not able to do too much damage, but there we go. The SMG players just running and gunning. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to see from the SMGs, right? Just running and gunning with those SMGs, trying to get the frags. But right now, Fluffy Gangsters. Looks like, again, it's probably going to have to be Nico. Oh, or not? Okay. Okay, then Fluffy Gangsters, they're going to try to force up here. I was maybe thinking they're going to wait for the, I don't know, Enforce come out, but looks like they're just going to have to rock with the 3 FAMASs, 1 UMP, and that one arguably real rifle in the hands of Linkor. Because the FAMAS is, not to say it's a bad weapon, you can it's a doable gun, I'll be honest with you. But the problem is, even though they do invest, they do have the FAMASs as well, they don't have the necessary utility, you could say, right? They have a couple smokes, that's not that bad, but they should, I think, should have waited a bit longer, then they would have had a perfect investment. And also though, Fluffy Gangsters, they're probably expecting still the SMGs come out of play, so they have to buy head armors as well to keep themselves in the fight. And so far, looks like Tiger's gonna drop Linkor. But the fact is, there's still one player sneaking his way through CT spawn. Look at his position. I do believe that is Kulan of all players. Yes, he is. He might just be able to kill one of the CTs here. I don't think Fix is gonna be expecting any T players to be close by him. And oh no, Walter's gonna go for the wraparound as well. I'm not quite sure why Kulan actually waited that long. I guess for his teammates to come in. Now that's an easy frag with Walter. Spot out Fix as well. Now RAVE can definitely take the site, as that is also smoke for Connector of all places, SDR and Matvey. I mean, I think they're gonna try to retake this one. It's probably not going to be that good for them because Body is positioned in brown holes. Very good angle should work out for him to get at least one frag, but apparently he's not going to be getting a single one. Yes, damage has been inflicted, but not as much as I might have hoped to be. Swag kills one. Now Matvey knows the probably somewhat good position of Swat, and it actually is going to try to stick the defuse. Will he stick it? He's going to have to, but no, he doesn't find the bomb. I'm not quite sure. Beforehand, he tries to kill Swat, but Swat is way too far away. Way too far away. And yeah, Fluffy, they're going to be losing another round here, which is a bit dissatisfying, you'd say. But, I mean, it really comes down to that Kulan's flank. You know, he kills one player, I think it was Walter in CD spawn. Then he kills Fix. Close by, I think that's the Grey Train. Yeah, I mean, not a good round. Not a very good round here for Fluffy. I will admit, they did kind of make it look close when they actually killed the Brown Hall's defender, but that's about it. That's the thing. The closest they actually got to having a chance at winning the round. No, some Molotovs being thrown out. Not bad. I mean, RAVE, you definitely want to try to throw out those Molotovs and try to eliminate as many angles as possible. But in the very end, they're just going to try to push on through, and they're going to have to just they're going to brute force their way onto the site, which they shouldn't have too much difficulty. I mean, players there on the Fluffy Gangsters, they only got the pistols here, and yes, that's gonna be the round here for RAVE by the looks of things. Pretty quick one. I will admit that was a pretty fast round, but now Fluffy back on a buy. It's gonna be much better buy. I mean, I was anticipating to see them actually just wait that one more round out and then have a buy of similar power like they have here, but I mean, heck, they still have a buy here. They're gonna try to make use of it, especially that up in the hands of Matvey. Will he be the one to play aggressive? Let's definitely take a look at his POV. Ah, he's gonna go towards Brown Halls. Not sure if he had the best spawn. I think he might just be able to cut off one T, but no, that's the Molotov being thrown at him, and he has to back away. Okay then. To her side, you could arguably say he's playing relatively passively, even in a round like this. While seeing them finally trying to take some sort of control here towards Ivy. The fact that you have Kulan with Yob, it's pretty much, well, he's got 3 parts of the map to peek. It's either A main, It's either Ivy or it's Brown Hole. It's the pretty much main 3 parts of the map where you are going to be seeing a terrorist operator. So Challanger decided to choose, it seems to be Ivy, except there's really no one to challenge him. So the op is probably not going to be as effective as it should be, but looks like the rifle is going to be the first man in. That's Cracker with the rifle. But now as the timer is actually diminishing ever so slightly, RAVE is now making their way into the side. Cracker again! Where are his teammates? I mean, he could be using some sort of backup. Finally, SDR comes in, but he's a bit too late. And in fact, he's not able to get a single frag, so now RAVE will plant the bomb. That's quite the interesting smoke. I think it actually bounced off the railing right there. That's the track, to be exact. Okay, now RAVE. Yes, this is pretty much the round here for RAVE. Fix gonna try to run away, but not fast enough. As Challanger had the angle posted up. Fluffy Gangsters now again, like not a very good money situation for them. What is their course of action, though? Well, I mean, trying to go for what they're doing right here, a sort of partial buy, buying up some of those upgraded pistols, Kevlars as well. I honestly don't blame them. After all, if you take a look at the scoreboard real quick, they're down to maximum lose money bonus, which means that they don't really have the most amount of money. But look at this push right now. You know, we saw 2 players pushing up Ivy, but one of them, okay, Matvey gets killed, but in the process, I mean, this does allow, yes, a player like Walter from main get a kill onto Challanger. So this round isn't looking that bad for Fluffy as you might think. It's just that it's over at this point. Yeah, it's pretty much over. SWAT is able to swing around, pick up 2 frags, but they still have to recover the bomb. I think they're going to go towards the B site. And Linkor is probably in a position to get a rifle, which isn't that bad for him. Tiger is going to plant the bomb, obviously, but Linkor, he was in a position to get the AWP, but he's probably going to try to think about going for the clutch here, but I think he knows that the bomb is not here. He's probably going to, yes, take the op and save it. It's not that bad for Fluffy Gangsters, and if he's able to save the op, then I think a double op setup is definitely a possibility for Fluffy. They should definitely try it out. It might actually help them out to win a round on the CD side, because after that one pistol round, there wasn't much. There wasn't much here for Fluffy. So we got to see what they're actually capable of. Linkor, he's not in a bad spot to save the op. The problem is if he does miss the shot, yeah, that's where the problem lies. Like, I mean, if you're trying to save an op or any sort of weapon counter-strike, you want to try to put yourself in a position where the enemy is not going to be able to see you. Yeah, that's a pretty good off angle to say to get 1 frag, but that's about it. It is the scenario where you're actually able to miss a shot. You're pretty much a dead man in that spot. So overall, not the best spot for saving. Like the corner towards the I think that's the face of Lenin. Would have been much better to save at. Into spawn. But yeah, mistakes were made. Yeah, mistakes were made from Fluffy Gangsters. But now you have a possibility to win the round. Walter spots out a guy and of course preps the Molotov already. I mean, that's good, you know, that's good. He spots out the player. He doesn't know if it could be a fast play, so he's already preemptively throwing the Molotov. One thing to note, though, is that Fluffy Gangsters, we are seeing a couple of their players actually making progress towards A main. They're thinking, well, looks like A main is clear. Oh, Cracker, he spots out Matvey. Not quite sure why Matvey was the first man in with the AWP. And the fact that his teammate wasn't really watching his oh, okay, that's cool. And the fact that his teammate wasn't really helping him out just made things even worse. Why is Walter pushing like that? I mean, what is going on here for Fluffy Gangsters? I wouldn't mind if, for say, a player like Walter would have been in Brown Holes, upper Brown Holes. That would probably be regarded as a good position, right? But here, that's just one-on-one pushing, and I mean, yeah, Fluffy Gangsters, they're pretty much going to be losing that one. And they're just going to be having their players pushing one by one by one. Gotta fix that. Yeah, you definitely gotta fix that. Refrags, they gotta happen. Especially that in main was so confusing. Because there was a player on blue train. There was a possibility to refrag. But I think the guy actually switched his vision from main to actually pop dog. Which kind of made things a bit worse. And so, SDR looks like it's going to be saving the M4. That's not bad. That's not bad. But the money game for Fluffy Gangsters, that's the thing, right? You might be reaching maximum lose money bonus every single day of the week. But that's still not enough to invest properly. You need two. You gotta save once. Yeah, you gotta save once. Then again, you get the bonus yet again. And then you're able to invest. If you're not able to win a round then another sort of partial buy comes in. And then you go for the play. That is a bit dissatisfying because you could kind of say that cuts your chances in half when it comes to taking rounds. But that's the way the economy game works here in Counter-Strike. Body, and yes, he spots out Walter, and Walter isn't even quick enough to back away. Oh, that's a good nade onto SDR. He's kind of in the sort of baity position. I would say yes, he peeks in, but I mean, at the same time, there was not a single player actually helping out Body in that position. It's just Body and just running around, killing people. Oh no, Swine, he's gonna back away. And the pause is also being set during freeze time. Fluffy Gangsters, yeah, they gotta discuss what is going on this sort of map right now, because they're getting decimated by RAVE, and RAVE, not the most well-known of teams. Well, okay. I'm just gonna go towards A. That's a pretty good call, I might add. You gotta plant the bomb. And I think Fix... see... okay, he actually picked up a dev kit. He's actually thinking about taking this one. I mean, I wouldn't blame him, as saving the AK-47 doesn't really matter at that point, because you know your team is going to be able to have all the money in the world. But if you keep on having that money and you're simply not able to win rounds at that point, that is the satisfying factor. Whether you'd be on the T side or the CD side, really. So, it does look like Fix will be able to save the AK-47 without any real issue. And as he saves the AK-47, he gets to keep it into the next round. A bit powerful weapon than the M4. But, yes. I mean, RAVE is now going to have 8 rounds on the T side. Fluffy with only that 1 round. They won on the pistol round. And that is it. That is it. They need rounds. They definitely need rounds at this point. This is just not working out for them. One of the players at RAVE has just reached maximum, well, amount of money you can carry in your pocket, 16k. Tiger and Kulon are relatively close by with 11 and 10k respectively. Bodian's got 9. So money, so far, it's not an issue for RAVE. Fluffy, though. I would honestly like to see them play maybe even a bit more aggressive. Like, play aggressive, but play aggressive as a team. Have not one guy push up, but 2, right? Have a 3rd guy flash you in, and that might actually secure you a quick kill. Alright, I would love to see that from Fluffy. I would definitely love to see that from Fluffy Gangsters. I do hope that could work out for them. Not sure if it will, though. Oh, that's a good start. I was thinking, okay, maybe Fluffy Gangsters got to be the ones to play aggressive, but we saw Cracker trying to push up. That's gonna be a frag for Fix. Not bad at all. Body into, oh, he doesn't see him. I think maybe Walter. Yeah, I don't think Walter actually saw the player, or he might have. Maybe he might have actually seen the question mark on the radar, as the smoke was kind of blooming at that point. And even so, he could have actually taken the fight. After all, he does have the silenced M4, so no tracers would have been seen. Flash coming in. I'm not sure who's flash was that, though? Maybe from RAVE? Walter, though, is the only guy actually holding the side, but there's Fix from upper. He's able to pick up 2 frags. I didn't actually even see him being behind the oil tanker, but Fix is now coming up huge for the team. He's pretty much the one to have won the round at this point because he's got 4 kills. And that is quite good. That is quite good. First of all, he was on the A side. Now he's back with the B side. This is pretty much the round here for Fluffy Gangsters. It's been a long time coming. It's definitely nice to see it happen. Kilon saving the op? I don't think so. I think it's not as much about saving the op as much as probably not giving away from the enemy, and Fix is gonna get the ace in the end. And that will be the round here for Fluffy. Yes, salvage the second AWP as well. And it's looking good. It's actually looking quite good here for Fluffy. You know, they're able to win that round, but really, they need to win the second consecutive round as well, right? And start just building up round by round by round. And a pause happened again. I think it's probably going to be from Team RAVE. Kilon hasn't even bought up anything. He's still rocking the Glock. So probably it's some sort of tactical timeout here from RAVE more than anything. It does look like we are good to go. Kilon purchases the AWP yet again. And we are going to be seeing a pretty even investment from both teams, right? Not that bad. Not that bad at all. But like I said, one of the more dissatisfying factors could be for Fluffy Gangsters if they're not able to win the consecutive round. They're going to be back on the same losing money bonus, starting losing money bonus, 1,400, and the fact that RAVE is pushing through here very fast and they're getting all the frags means like it could be a possibility. Fix has got something to say about it, but now they know the positioning of Fix as well. He drops dead, they clutch with a flank, and Fluffy Gangsters, this is the sad part, right? They aren't able to win a consecutive round, which means they're gonna get reset in the money department. STR is able to survive, but the angle, the pixel angle is gonna work out for Kilon's favor, and RAVE get the 9th, but Fluffy, at least they got still some money to buy up. But yeah, I mean, that's the scary thing, right? You keep getting this maximum lose money bonus so many rounds in a row. When you finally end up winning the round, and you lose the round after that, the fact the money you've been building up so hard for is, again, you start from 0. You start again from 0. You're gonna start to build up money yet again, and that is such a dissatisfying thing in the Counter-Strike economy game. Because, yeah, if you want to try to learn economics, a game of Counter-Strike is probably your best fit because the economy is very important in a game like this. Oh, that's nifty. I think, yes, SDR has made his way through main. He has been spotted out, though, so yeah, he mustn't fight anyone just yet. Yes, he can actually be spotted out. This means that if RAVE do want to take main control, they're going to have to use the utility to take that part of the map yet again, which isn't that bad for Fluffy Gangsters, because, heck, that's utility that's got to be used for something that's really, well, not that needed for Fluffy, right? They can show up to be someone towards A main, and as RAVE uses utility to take that part of the map, they might have a bit less utility to actually take the site. Walter, though, well, he got the timing right. I don't think he heard. He might have actually heard the players jumping down, but he definitely heard that flash coming in. And now as RAVE continue on with the push, bought in. No, they kill Walter. The flank is inevitable at this point. Matvey and Link are doing a very good job of the hold. The hold works out. And so, I think we'll the round here for Fluffy. Yes. Yes, the hold is much better this time around. They are able to kill the flanking player relatively quickly. But once they do the push, it's gonna work out pretty much every single time. for RAVE. It should have at least. But the A-bombs, the defenders do a very good job there, being on top of the trains towards Sandwich. I think there was also a guy behind the site as well. But oh well. Looks like the early frag didn't really pan out there for RAVE. As now. Oh, that's... okay, that's a pretty good nade. I think it's been thrown into one of the windows that have been shot out by, I think, RAVE. And the nade is actually able to do some pretty good damage. That's a pretty good nade. Walter, though, yes, he froze the Molotov, but he's a bit too late this time around. And that will be enough. Oh, that's a pretty bad Molotov from one of the teammates of RAVE. This means that the bomb plant has been delayed, and that's pretty good for Fluffy. That is definitely good for Fluffy, but now 2 players already being dead means that Fluffy Gangsters, 2 of them, are already backing away towards Ivy, and one of them is still kind of stuck in connector, so I think this will be the round here for RAVE at this point. Okay. Not sure why Fix tries to go for the fight. And I also have no idea why Matvey, of all weapons with the AWP, is still in connector. That is why. Like, one of your teammates has decided to go for the save. Why aren't you saving in this scenario? That is so weird, Fluffy Gangster. That is so weird. If at least one of your teammates are saving, you should go save with him, because now Fluffy Gangsters could have possibly had an AWP, another M4. Now they're just going to be going for the investment here, and it's not looking good. Like, that could have been a gun for Walter. That could have been a sniper rifle from Matvey, and now it's just not good enough. RAVE, though. Let's see what they're capable of. Looks like RAVE might actually even try to go again for a fast play, which I honestly would say is quite unnecessary, because they should read the money situation isn't that good for Fluffy Gangsters, but hey. Hey, it's not like popping heads doesn't work. It does, it sure as hell does for RAVE, as they're getting all the frags needed whilst entering the site. Walter and Matvey, though, I mean, Matvey might be able to kill one guy, but it's like that's not gonna be the case. And remember, Fluffy Gangster actually bought up everything they could in the previous round, which means that now they have barely any money. And because this is the last round of the half, of course they're going to force up. Of course they have to force up and try to win the round. There's really no point in saving anything at this point. And as they do force up, well, you're going to have to see if they're able to at least claim this last round of the half. It's a possibility. But arguably, you could say one of the weak links for Fluffy Gangsters on the CD side has been Walter. He hasn't been doing a very good job at... Oh, okay, now it's actually fixed in that position. Because the lower player hasn't been doing a very good job at pulling off the push. Walter's gonna drop dead and burn dead. Okay. STR has been hit by the Molotov quite a bit, you could say. Fluffy Gangsters. Now in this sort of scenario, either it's not looking too good for them. SGR is gonna drop dead. One of the first players on the A side. Cracker now coming in with the frags. Like I said, it's not looking very good for Fluffy. It is not looking very good at all. Like, Linker is now down in Ivy. I'm not quite sure what his course of action is at this point, because the bomb hasn't even been planned for him. It's in fact on the B side. I think it's a rip. It's pretty much a rip here for Fluffy, at least in this first half. Let's be real. The scoreline is going to be close to 3. And I think we're going to have to see a stellar T side from Fluffy Gangsters. Because so far it's been arguably even dreadful. Looks like it's not going to take us too long to actually jump into our second half of the game here as Fluffy Gangsters. They've only got 3 rounds, which isn't very good on the T side of train, but hey, they've still got something to work with here, which isn't that bad. But the problem is, though, is that one of the players is trying to actually get a fake going. That's like, in fact, Walter, but oh, okay. Yes, yeah, I kind of say that the fake could actually work out, but the problem is that we see Swyatt actually spotting out at least 3 guys, and Ivy Swyatt, though, still picks up 1 frag. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And as RAVE decides to retake the site, they have that one thing going for them, and that's Challanger with a dev kit. Fix, though, is still in a pretty good position. You gotta be careful of the player here. But even though Fix is concentrated towards Old Train, Challanger, in fact, he's coming in from Ivy. Will he actually able to get a kill on Fix? Looks so. Matvey now behind the side. Walter as well behind Brown Train. Are they actually gonna stay with the defuse? Doesn't really matter. Oh no, Matvey's just... No, what is Matvey doing? He's knifing through, but he's not able to get the knife. Finally does so. And what just happened there, Matvey? Able to kill Bodian as well. He was knifing his opponent as well. Huh. That's the thing. Like RAVE, they were not supposed to stick the defuse just yet. It's still a 1 versus 2. Just simply try to kill the guy at that point. The fact that you have a dev kit and enough time to defuse the bomb, just try to take the fight at that point. I will say this though, I think the defuse was actually relatively close. I think it might have actually been a difference of maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So RAVE, we're still in a pretty good position, all things considering, to win the round. Totem pole drop down. I like to see that. Tiger, though, he's actually able to kill Walter, who was able to sneak his way through, I think, through Ivy. Challanger with a scout. This is still a powerful weapon. They gotta smoke off lower before they enter the site, because, hey, even a gun like the scout can do some damage. There we go. Challanger kills 1 more player. And so far, so good for RAVE. Challanger doing some serious damage right now. Fix and go. We're able to kind of clean up the site here. Tiger, though, even with the sort of gun he's got, the MAC-10 could be of great lethality here. Linker right behind the site, down towards default. This is a difficult spot. You gotta try and peek him together, though. Cracker, though, has been spotted. Tiger just brazen with the deagle, and that will be the round here for RAVE. As the press round doesn't really work out for them, but the second round surely does. Rifles as well being picked up. Fluffy, I mean, if we take a look at the scoreboard, I mean, they still have some money. I think Matvey, because he has an AK, a possibility to purchase an AK, I think the rest will follow, yes. Yes, they will definitely will at this point. They really need rounds. They really need some rounds here, Fluffy. And I don't blame them for forcing up, even in a round like this. Especially if they are able to win that one. Then you could say that's a good play. Otherwise, I mean, you could make the options, well, you're not going to be having a good buy the next round if you end up losing this one, so maybe try to go for a save, try to get the best possible buy, and then try to win the round. But at this point, like, you really need rounds if you're Fluffy Gangsters. Is this going to be a fast A B play? I think it will be. Linker is the first man into the side. No one's really actually spotting out the player who is down there towards... Oh, okay. No one really spotted out lower who was underneath the ladder somehow. It looks like, yeah, I mean, the fast round is actually going to work out for Fluffy, as they are able to kill pretty much every single side defender. Some of the players are still out of position here, and it looks like RAVE is going to be able to capitalize off it. This is not looking, you could arguably say, kind of scary here for Fluffy Gangsters. They don't really have any sort of Molotov to deter the players pushing on the site, but there's Fix with the frag. I think Tiger, yeah, he's going to drop dead as well. Yeah, I mean, the player down and upper, I mean, he's looking towards default. He wants to make sure that there are no players on the site itself. But the timing, it just wasn't really that good enough for him. Okay. Looks like RAVE is going to try to answer to the previous victory of Fluffy Gangsters with a force buy of their own. I wouldn't say that's very much needed, Especially if you're a team like RAVE that has won so many rounds in a row and has got quite a good advantage going into this game. I mean, it's quite unnecessary for them to be going for this sort of play, but hey, it might just actually work out for them. But so far, I mean, all the Gangsters, they're taking control of the side. RAVE tried to push down Ivy and not a single player was found, so I think if you're RAVE right now, you should definitely consider about saving the rifles you have here, even that Scout or even Crackers FAMAS, and even the pistols, because if you do end up saving some of the things right here, you're able to keep them to the next round, and you can kind of say it's, oh, another opportunity at a force buy, and you should try and definitely take that opportunity. Why not? Yes, Tiger. I think he actually thought the rifle had actually dropped, but apparently no. And I don't think he's gonna try to pick it up because he's probably expecting someone to be there up and pop out. Let's get back to the bomb station, which is a bit dissatisfying in the end of it all. But hey, you know, the good thing for RAVE, I do like this from RAVE, right? They decide to make the choice of saving, and they do save the rifles. Even though those rifles are the Scout, the FAMAS, and the Deagle, or pardon me, not the Deagle, but the 5.7 in the hands of SWAT, but they make the choice and they go for it, right? They stick through the plan. That's something we didn't get to see from Fluffy Gangsters. It's sometimes look lost, so to speak. Go on though with the Scout. He's able to do anything. Maybe he will tag down Fix. And even in a round like this, when you have something like a Scout, if you're able to tag down at least a couple guys down to 13 points of health, the pistols in that range can be so lethal. Oh, Fix though. He's actually been able to sneak past through him. There's no one really watching Ivy. And this linchpin could be massive here. Fix is actually only able to kill one, surprisingly enough. Swire, though, running around with a 5.7, doing a pretty good job, though. Linker will pick up one more frag, but there's Matvey from behind. There's no way Cracker's expecting it. Where is Bonnie in, though? Oh, he's from Ivy. They do spot him out. He's pretty much a gunner at that point. Matvey with the spray down. Right about now, RAVE is able to make a buy here. Probably the best buy we have seen from them on the CT side. So far, so good. But arguably, Fluffy Gangsters' buy is looking much more prominent, and I think they might try to go for a fast round. Maybe so. Flash is perfect for Matvey, and also Walter. And I think the fast play could actually be it. They are rushing out at least a couple of guys. So this could be a pretty good fake. Walter's able to kill Cracker, and Matvey will get one more. Matvey with a second frag. This is looking good. Very good, in fact, for Fluffy Gangsters. Brave is now kind of lost. I mean, there's nothing much more they could really do at this point. Swide is able to kill one, but Fix has done the damage. They know where Swide is at, and they know that they can actually go on the B-bomb site, plant the bomb, and just take the round from that. So if this is going to be the case, the storyline of the second half, that Fluffy Gangsters is able to win just like this round by round by round, we could just be able to see a repeat storyline what we saw in the first half, where RAVE just didn't have a lot of money. And once they do go for the investment, they purchase up the rifles, they get screwed. You know, they lose the round, and they lose, or they win the round, and they lose the other round after that. And again, it's back to an eco. This could be the case here for RAVE, even though all they need is like 3 rounds. So they gotta be very careful here. RAVE, though, that's a pretty good nade. That's a pretty good nade, I will admit. But RAVE, they're not going for a partial buy or anything. They're just going for pretty much a straight up eco. I guess you could say that's also pretty good, because it does mean that even though after the maximum lose money bonus, you're still going to be able to invest a bit more and still keep, I think, about 300, maybe 400 so dollars. If that is the case, that is enough to invest in something like an M4, even without head armor, with a Kevlar. Is not going to be giving away his frag, like his death, so to speak, is not going to be in vain. But he's also not going to be trying to get it. Okay, he will try to get something done, but maybe a bit too late, because I think Linkor himself would have probably just gone up the ladder, or something else Bodian could have done. Just wait for the bomb to actually explode, and maybe then try to jump down pop deck, and maybe then get the frag. Probably not going to be enough time to actually pick up the rifle, but hey, that could have been a possibility. So now Fluffy Gangsters and RAVE. There's only 4-round difference between the two teams. And will RAVE be able to stop the comeback, so to speak, from Fluffy Gangsters right here, right now? Or are they going to struggle, in fact, in the second half? So far, so good. Killon is able to kill one. Bodian is going to spot out a player and should be able to Molotov, yes, that position and back away. That's something, of course, you have to do at this point. Like, the lower player must not stall too long. Once he sees the player, probably the best thing to do is just try to deploy the Molotov as soon as possible, because once the push does happen and that close by, you're probably not going to be able to do much in that round. But Fluffy Gangsters, so they're going to be going for the push. The flash isn't effective at all. In fact, it's quite poor, you could say. Killon does kill Fix, even though he did wait quite a bit for the player to actually appear on his crosshairs finally. I've got some pretty good angles here. Killon with another wallbang here. STR is kind of stuck here, and looks like RAVE is going to be able to win the round nonetheless. Okay, this is good. You know, you could say this is good for RAVE, but I'm still skeptical, right? If you're not able to win the consecutive round after this round that you just won, like, you might just have to eco. Maybe not it, maybe even a double eco, but the fact that RAVE has still got around, some of the players have got around $3,000, $4,000. I don't think that will be the case just yet, but you have to be careful. Like, the latter stages of, for say, the second half are always the most scariest ones, and probably the ones you got to be taking the most amount of risk. Talking about risks, Fluffy Gangster's gonna be going up for the straight up push here. Maybe, at least Walter will definitely try to do so. I think he's kind of gonna, yeah, he's pretty much acting like a human decoy at this point. Yes, he's made his way down to Sandwich, but he hasn't got a single frag just yet. Should be able to spot out Cracker. At least he's shadow, but he doesn't get the frag somehow, which is a bit weird, so to speak. Tiger will be able to kill SCR, and I'm pretty sure Matvey and Linkor in this round not going to be having the best of opportunities here. Swado has to also be careful about Ivy as well. And Matvey, you know, he's on the up, and so far hasn't been able to do anything at this point. If Fluffy Gangsters, though, oh, whew, that would have been scary. I think he might have actually shot his teammate there. If Fluffy Gangsters do continue on stalling the round, I mean, I think they're trying to call out some sort of misplay from RAVE. Like, if they try to go for a fast play somewhere, trying to push out, maybe it does make sense. But Fluffy Gangsters, they only got like 20 or so seconds on the clock. They're gonna have to try and make their move right now onto the site, and so far it's not working out. Cracker kills one more. Matvey also drops dead, and so RAVE with the 15. Fluffy Gangsters, though, yes, they end up losing their second round in a row, but they still have the money, and with that money in mind, they might just be able to make a buy here. Probably as decent buy as it was before. Yes, that's nice to see. No EWP in the hands of Matvey, though. I guess it makes sense. After all, he hasn't been able to find much of impact with that sniper rifle on the T side. But now, what is Fluffy Gangster's game now? Where's the smoke gonna... Oh, it's actually gonna go towards connector. Will they go for a fast round, though? Doesn't look like it. At least not on the B side. Maybe the... yes, in fact, it's probably gonna be the B side. I was maybe hoping for them to actually rush out A, but no, it's a fast rush on towards B. The rotation is actually happening. RAVE has already got 3 players there. Body and Kulian doing a very good job at getting the frags, and now STR and Fix. They're kind of stuck there, and now it's all up to Fix, as he is pretty much, yeah, stuck there. That's the right word. 40 points of help. The nade is gonna end this. Even he pulls out the knife in the end. So yeah, that's gonna be the round here for Rave, and of course the map as well. Very nicely done, especially in that the terrorist side. We saw them very nicely done. Fluffy Gangsters not really founding their mojo in this game. Like, they get kind of wrecked. If they would have gotten a bit more rounds on the CD side, I think that would have been a bit more competitive game. But so far so good. You know, Tigers turning out to be a pretty decent team on train here apparently. Not bad at all, but that is about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in the broadcast, as this is the Bets.net Challenger series. 4 games have been casted. I do hope you enjoy that, and that is about it from me. Thank you all for tuning in, and I do hope to see you all on the next Best.net Challenger series here at the Starlight